Hi and welcome to wrist training. And in between the exercises, I'm going to read something about the sacroiliac joint and try to learn it. And participating in the exercises is at your own risk. To the first exercise, the spotlight. Shoulders go to line, arms comfortable at the side, hand formed to a fist, and now we're turning with fist up and down. We're going slowly as far as we can go with a little bit of effort, and then we're turning around and are going into the other direction as far as we can then go with a little bit of effort. Now if you have pain by any of these exercises, then stop. And one more time. And up, and now with the other arm. Go to line shoulders, arm comfortable at the side, and we're bringing the fist down and again up. We're going slowly as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. And when we are turning slowly around, we are going into the other direction. And one last time. And this was the spotlight. And in a moment we're going to do the flashlight. First let's look for the sacroiliac joint. The first bullet point. In the middle of the human body is the abdomen. And the part of the legs over the knees is called thighs. The pelvis is the region between the abdomen and the thighs. So in the middle of the body there's the abdomen, and the part above the knees of the legs, so the legs and these are the knees, these are the thighs, and the pelvis is in the middle between the abdomen and the thighs. So here. Now to the flashlight. Again, arm comfortable at the side, and now hand formed to a fist, and we're bringing the fist to the inside and to the outside. And to the inside and to the outside. And one last time. And now we go. Arm comfortable to the side, hand formed to a fist, and returning the hand to the inside, to the outside. We're going slowly, as far as we can go with a bit of effort. And as soon as we've reached that point which we can reach with a bit of effort, we're turning slowly around and are going into the other direction. And now one last time. Okay, the pelvis region is the region between the thighs, which are the part of the legs, which is above the knees, and the abdomen. So here is the pelvis region. In the pelvis region between abdomen and thighs there are bones. So inside of the pelvis region there are bones, hard bones. The bones of the pelvis are the pelvic skeleton. So these bones in the pelvis are called the pelvic skeleton. The sacrum and the ilium bone are two of the bones of the pelvic skeleton in the pelvic region between abdomen and thighs. So two bones are pointed out of this pelvic skeleton inside of the pelvis region between abdomen and thighs. And these are ilium and sacrum, or the other way around, sacrum and ilium. The next exercise, the magician. Now a flat hand comfortable at the side, and returning that flat hand to the inside and to the outside. And again to the outside and to the inside. And one last time. Now on the other side. Flat hand comfortable at the side, the palm of the hand faces to the floor. And we're bringing that hand to the outside and back into the inside. And we're going slowly as far as we can go. A little bit of effort, and as soon as we've reached the point which we can reach with a little bit of effort, turning around and going in the other direction. And now we are doing it for the last time. And this was the magician. Sacrum and ilium are two bones of the pelvic skeleton. in the pelvis. The sacrum is at the base of the spine. So the spine is this thing here in the back, going from here down up to here. And at the base, so at the end of the spine, there's the sacrum. So the whole spine goes down, and at the end where the sacrum ends, where the spine ends, there's the sacrum. So we know more or less where the sacrum is. The ilium is at the side of the pelvic skeleton. The ilium, the ischium underneath, and the pubis a little underneath and in front of the ischium are the three regions or bones which make the hip bone. So, at the sides of the pelvic skeleton, there are the hip bones, and these hip bones consist of ilium, ischium, and pubis. We're going a bit in front like this, so that the pubis is a bit in front of the ischium and the ilium. So we have at the side, on both sides, the top ilium, in the middle ischium, and at the bottom the pubis. And the sacrum is in the middle, at the base of the spine. The next exercise, it is the pancake flipper. So we can go to line shoulders, the arm comes to the side, the palm again turn to the sky, that's to the bottom, but now we're turning the palm to the sky. And we're turning that palm to the sky. And again back down to the bottom. And again up and down. And this is already the last time. Now the other side. Flat hand and the palm to the sky. And we're going always as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. And then we are turning around and going into the other direction as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. Now for last time. So the pelvic skeleton consists of the hip bones at the side, which are consisting of the ilium, ischium, and pubis, a bit in front and underneath the ilium and the ischium. The ischium and ilium at the top, it's sacroiliac joint, and in the middle the sacrum at the base of the spine. So the whole spine goes here down the back, and at the end there's the sacrum, and on the two sides there are the hip bones consisting of ilium, ischium, pubis. The hip bone is the side of the pubic skeleton, and the sacrum at the base of the spine is in the middle of it. So the hip bones are at the side, and the sacrum is in the middle. The pelvic skeleton are the hip bones at the sides, consisting of ilium, ischium, and pubis, and the sacrum in the middle. At the end of the sacrum, the little coccygis, the very fine of the spine. So the sacrum is at the base of the spine, but then at the end of the sacrum there's a coccygis. And that is the very, very end of the spine. So the spine comes down, then at the end of the spine there's the sacrum, inside of the pelvic skeleton. But at the very end of the sacrum there's then also the coccygis. It's not important for the sacroiliac joint, but there is the coccygis, and together with three parts of the hip bones, the ilium, ischium, pubis, and the sacrum in the middle, and then the coccygis. These are all the bones of the pelvic skeleton. And the pelvis region between abdomen and thighs. Now the hip bone at the sides and the sacrum in the middle are connected, and this connection point, which is held together by strong ligaments, is the sacroiliac joint. Very short, and then to the next exercise. So on the outside we have the hip bones, and these hip bones have at the top the ilium bone, and in the middle there's the sacrum, and this ilium of the hip bone is connected with the sacrum in the middle. They're connected very strong through ligaments. So the sacrum in the middle and the top of the hip bone, the ilium, is connected with the sacrum very strongly at this joint. And this joint here, which is very strong connected, that is the sacroiliac joint between sacrum and ilium. Sacroiliac joint. The next exercise, it is the T-Rex in the morning. So both hands out, and we're bringing these hands down and up. And this all happens by the same rules as we had them with the other exercises. So we're going slowly, as far as we can go, with a little bit of effort, And as soon as you've reached the point which you can reach with a little bit of effort, you're turning slowly around and going into the other direction. And this is the last time that we are doing this movement of the T-Rex in the morning. And now the T-Rex is in the gym. So I'm taking the tennis ball. If you don't have a tennis ball, do it just with a fist. I'm taking the tennis ball like this with the 4 whole fingers. I'm taking it down to the side, and there's a completely straight line between the knuckles and the elbow. And now I'm pressing the fist in with moderate force, not so much, and release again. And again we are pressing and we release. And one more time. We are pressing. And on the other side. And we are pressing. And one more time. We are pressing. And after we have done it one more time, we're doing it another time. For last time. And we are pressing with moderate force. And that was the T-Rex in the gym. The connection between sacrum and ilium, the top part of the hip bone, which consists of ilium, ischium, and pubis, is called sacroiliac joint. This very strong connection point is on both sides of the hip bone, sacrum and ilium, between sacrum and ilium, and instead of sacroiliac joint, it is sometimes referred to it as I joint. So it's on both sides. It's not just between the sacrum and the ilium here, but it's also here between the sacrum and the ilium here of the hip bone, with ilium, ischium, and pubis. So it's on both sides. And sometimes instead of saying sacroiliac joint, some people say SI joint. And the next exercise is the quadrangular calves, like I said, both hands with fists out and we turn these fists towards each other. And up. And to the side. And down. To the inside. And now back. So the first down. Then to the outside. And up. And down. And now to the crab, anxious to have feet. The fist comfortable at the side, and we're bringing the fist down, and we are pressing with moderate, careful force against the index finger. And again, if there's any pain, immediately stop. And we're doing especially this exercise carefully. And with only a little bit of force. Now from the outside. And from the top. And on the bottom against the third finger. Now it's time to change. The other hand. The hand palm to fist down, and we're pressing against the index finger. And from the outside. From the top against the third finger, the metacarpal bone of the third finger. And from the bottom against the third finger. And this will be exercises. Now to a little relaxation exercise for the extensor digit muscle. So we're going with the hand over the middle part of the lower arm. And we're going to do it one last time. On the other side. And a last time. And we're done with our wrist training. So, the sacroiliac joint is between the sacrum bone and the ilium bone, and the whole all is in the pelvic skeleton, which is in the pelvic region. The sacrum is at the end of the spine. The spine comes and there's the sacrum. At the end of the sacrum there's also the coccus, and the sacrum is in the middle between the two hip bones, and these hip bones consist of 3 bones which are grown more and more together: the ilium, the ischium, and the pubis. And the sacrum is with the SI joint, with the sacroiliac joint, very strongly through ligaments connected to the ilium. of the hip bone with Ilium, Ischium, and Pubis. And this joint between Sacrum and Ilium, which is on both sides, is called Sacroiliac joint. I thank you very much, and until next time.